Welcome to Chapter 8 of Great Expectations, where the fiery clash between Miss Havisham and Estella reveals the cold consequences of a heart shaped by vengeance, leaving Pip to confront his unrequited love and Estella's fateful decision. Miss Havisham was seated near the fire, with Estella at her feet when I arrived. Light from the fire shone on their faces. Estella was upset. Suddenly, she flung her knitting aside and stood up. "What?" cried Miss Havisham, her eyes flashing. "Are you tired of me?" "Only a little tired of myself," replied Estella with a sigh. She stood at the hearth and looked into the fire. "Speak the truth, you ingrate," cried Miss Havisham, striking her cane on the floor. "You are tired of me. I know it." Estella did not answer. Miss Havisham's face was red with rage. "You are like stone," she shouted. "You cold, cold heart." "What?" replied Estella. "You think I'm cold? Are you not?" asked Miss Havisham. I was shocked by the argument. Miss Havisham never spoke to Estella like this, and Estella was never so cruel to Miss Havisham. "I am what you have made me, Estella. Take all the praise. Take all the blame." "Oh, look at her, Pip," said Miss Havisham bitterly. "Look at her, so hard and thankless." Did I never give her love? Miss Havisham's words did not affect Estella at all. So proud," cried Miss Havisham. She grabbed her white hair and pulled it. "Who taught me to be so proud and so hard?" demanded Estella. "Who praised me when I learned the lessons well? It is your fault I am this way." "But to be proud and hard to me," cried Miss Havisham, stretching her arms out to Estella. Estella looked at Miss Havisham calmly. Then she fixed her gaze on the fire once more. "How can you expect me to be anything more than what I am? You were the one who taught me that love is an enemy." Miss Havisham's hands fell limply into her lap. Her head hung. She moaned and swayed in her chair. Then suddenly she was quiet. Estella returned to her knitting. The storm had come and gone so quickly I hardly knew what had happened. Miss Havisham stared silently into the fire. I chose that moment to confront Estella. "Estella, tell me, why are you seeing Drummle?" I said. "You know he is an ill-tempered, stupid fellow and not worthy to you. How can you be with him?" "Months and other ugly creatures come to the light of a candle," replied Estella. "Can the candle help it?" "No," I said, "but you could if you wanted to." Estella's face turned to the fire. Now was my chance. "Estella," I said nervously, "I have loved you ever since I first saw you in this house." Miss Havisham put her hand to her heart as she looked at us. "I know you will never be mine, Estella," I continued. "Still, I love you." "Those are only words," said Estella. "You touched nothing in my heart. I warned you of this, did I not?" I nodded. I felt miserable. "It is true that Bentley Drummle visits me," said Estella. "In fact, he is dining here tonight." "Do you love him, Estella?" "Will you marry him?" I asked. I feared the worst. Drummle was mean. Estella's life with him would be horrible. Marrying him would be a mistake. "What have I told you?" she replied. "Love means nothing to me. But yes, I am going to marry him." I covered my face with my hands. All was lost. "Estella, do not do this," I cried. "What Miss Havisham has taught you is wrong. She only wants revenge. You must not ruin your life for her sake." "I'm going to be married soon," said Estella. "It has nothing to do with my adoptive mother. It is my own act. I want to change my life. Say no more. We will never understand each other." "Drummle is a mean, stupid brute," I shouted. I was desperate. "Don't think I will make Bentley's life a happy one," said Estella. "Come, here's my hand. Let us part friends. Here is my hand. Let us part friends." "Oh, Estella," I said. But there was no use in pleading. I held her hand to my lips. My bitter tears fell onto her smooth skin. I knew in my soul that whatever happened, Estella would always be a part of me. In Chapter 8 of Great Expectations, Estella and Miss Havisham clash in a fiery argument, with Estella blaming her cold, unfeeling nature on Miss Havisham's influence. Pip confesses his love for Estella and begs her not to marry the cruel Drummle, but she remains unmoved, choosing her own path and leaving Pip heartbroken, yet unable to let her go. This chapter teaches that shaping others through manipulation or vengeance can lead to unintended consequences. Miss Havisham's efforts to harden Estella result in her own heartbreak, while Pip learns that love, no matter how genuine, cannot change someone unwilling to be changed. This is the end of Chapter 8. See you in the next chapter, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic tales and timeless lessons.